So this plan evolved as I started to pay down my debt and took a look at my budget and saw what I might be able to do over the next year. The next year is significant because August is my birthday month, which is when I'm starting, and so I want to have this done by the time I reach my 54th birthday. So that's an important milestone for me. All right, before we go ahead and get started, I want to say welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here and watching. And let's talk a little bit about the cookie of the day. This is from Chick-fil-A. It's their classic chocolate chip cookie. Oh my God, they're super delicious. Now, people have probably already had it and you probably already know, but for those who haven't had it, this is super rich, very chocolatey, and soft. It's a soft cookie, so it's delicious. All right, that's the cookie of the day. So let's go ahead and move into the video. I can't eat those right now, so saving that for after the video. All right, so I started with a mix of 15 credit cards, loans, and finance purchases. For those who haven't seen my debt confession video, I'm going to link it here above. That will show you my entire list of debts and sort of how I got here. So my plan is to follow the debt snowball method with a little bit of a twist. Then I'm going to throw extra towards my debts so I can pay off at least one each month. So for those who don't know what the snowball method is and how it works, what you're going to do is you're going to pay off your debts, smallest to largest, regardless of the interest rate. That's probably the big difference between that and some of the other really popular debt payment plans like the debt avalanche, where you pay down your debts based on interest rate. That's not how the debt snowball works. You're going to take the minimum payment from a debt that's paid off and then use that, add it towards the minimum payment on the debt that's next on the list. So as you go along, these will start to stack. You'll pay off your first debt, for example, and once that's done, you'll take the minimum payment from that debt and apply it towards the second debt. So you'll be paying the minimum on the second debt plus the extra minimum from the debt that you just paid off. So as it goes along, it will stack and you will increase the amount of money that you're putting towards each debt, thus the snowball, the name the snowball. That smallest debt, you want to pay off as soon as possible so you can sort of get your snowball rolling. So what you want to do is take as much money as you possibly can find and throw it towards that debt. There are two ways to do that. You can adjust your budget so that you reduce spending in one category or a couple of categories depending on how quickly you want to pay this debt off, and then throw that extra towards the smallest debt, or you can do side jobs and take that money and put it towards your smallest debt. But what you want to do is just try to get that smallest one paid off as soon as possible. That's the most important thing. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and start with my loans and my credit cards and the purchases that I've financed so that you can get an idea of how this works. We start with Fingerhut, which is actually my first debt, and that's already been paid off. Indigo, which is my second debt, is already paid off as well. And MoneyLion, which was a loan, has also been paid off. These two were paid off very recently. Fingerhut was actually paid off in July, but Indigo and MoneyLion were paid off in August. So I've already kind of started this snowball. Together, these three debts have a minimum payment of $95. Plus, I am personally deciding to, or I've personally decided to put at least an extra $60 towards my debt repayment plan. So I'm going to throw $60 in there, which is going to give me $155 to put towards my next debt, which is Destiny. Destiny is a credit card. Indigo and Fingerhut are also credit cards. So Destiny is not a terribly high balance. It's $180. Apple is $226. My first Capital One card is $326. Express is $353. These are all my current balances or most recent balances. My second Capital One is $377. I'm taking a look at my notes over on the side. LASIK Plus is $546. Aspire, which is also a credit card, $704 in the balance. My third Capital One card is $984. World Finance, which is a loan, is, where is it? Oh, $1,260. PayPal is $13.92. Care Credit is $13.93. And then my fourth Capital One card is $19.91. So these are all my credit cards and loans. They equal approximately $10,000. So this is what I'm going to be working on. If you take a look at my debt confession video, you'll see that I actually do have other debts that are included in that $275,000, the majority of which is student loans, and I talk about how I'm paying that off. But I wanted to set a goal for myself, and I realized that I could do all of these and kind of get them knocked out of the way, barring any, extreme, strange circumstances. I should be able to pay all of these off, which means I will be, again, finished by August of next year. So let's talk about the minimum payments on each of these as well, so you have some idea of what I'm already paying. And when I take this $155, for example, this month, the minimum payment, or next month, I'm sorry, the $155 will be the payment that I'm using when I go into September. Extra payments, Snowball payment. Minimum payment on Destiny is $40, which means I'm going to be paying the $155 plus $40, which obviously is $195, which obviously is more than the balance on this card. So that will get paid off next month. The remaining difference of $15 will get put towards Apple. But the minimum payment on Apple is $37. So that's my monthly minimum. Okay, going on down the list, the minimum payment on my Capital One, the first one is $25. Express is $30. My second Capital One is also $25. My LASIK Plus is $78. Aspire seems to be varying a lot each month, but we're going to say it's about an average of $50 right now. That seems to be where it's landed. My third Capital One is $35 monthly. World Finance is $126 monthly. PayPal is $49. Care Credit is $88. And Capital One is $74. So again, these are my balances over here, and to the right are my minimum payments each month. Okay, and an important thing to note here is that all my credit cards have been destroyed, so I am no longer using them, so the balances aren't growing, which is also going to help me pay these down faster. I have no intention of using these, and so far I have not used them, so I'm really paying off this debt is more important than anything else. So I'm trying to do as much as I'm trying to cut as much as I can in my monthly budget so that I can stay within parameters that will allow me to do that, to pay off my debt. And I do have Budget With Me videos. I have one coming up next week so that you can see sort of what I'm doing in my monthly budget. And I also do cash envelope stuffing each week so that you can see what my variable spending budget is, which is really important because those are categories that we tend to go over budget in, or at least I do. So there are things like groceries and personal spending and that miscellaneous category that seems to just get out of control each month, probably for a lot of us, but definitely for me. So the other thing that I noticed when I was going through my plans for the next year was that some of these debts, just from the minimum payments, are actually going to get paid off before I can get around to snowballing them. So I'm actually going to be able to jump forward a little bit with some of these, and that will be great. I mean, that will be fantastic. It was a nice little thing to notice, but I think it's because some of these minimums are higher and the balances are actually not that high. So it's going to be very easy while I'm concentrating on the debts above them for those debts a little bit further down the list to get paid off first. So I also have a stretch goal. next year of paying off, scoot this over a little bit, my car. This is truly a stretch goal, but if I can do it, and the balance is $8,400, that I would just be excited. It would be so nice to pay off something that big. What I want to do to help me towards that is refinance next month, because right now I'm paying a whopping 10.59%, if I can talk, in interest rate. So refinancing will help me a lot in being able to have more of that money that I'm putting towards my car go towards the principal, which would be fantastic. One of the side effects that I've seen already of paying down my debt is that my credit score is increasing, which is going to help me get towards this refinancing. For those of you who've seen my debt confession video, you'll know that my credit took a hit. Those who are going to watch it, you'll see this. My credit really has taken a hit over the last few years. So paying down my debt and seeing my credit score go up is fantastic. That's really great. I'm really happy about that. Extremely happy about that. So I'm going to continue to chronicle my debt payoff journey here on YouTube, along with talking about my budgeting, which is going to help me reach this goal, and my savings goals, because I do have some of those in this coming year as well. Please go ahead and subscribe to this video if you want to follow that, follow my journey. And if you found this video valuable at all, please give it a like and leave a comment below with any questions that you have for me. I will also, as I go along, be sharing anything that I learn about budgeting and paying off debt for sure with the audience. And I would appreciate it if you did give it a like and give me a comment and let me know anything, what you want to see, your questions, whether or not this video was helpful to you. I read all of my comments. So, all right, that's it for today. Thank you so much and goodbye.